Life Yeti.
How are you? Hope you're fine. This is the Shy Yeti Show.
Okay, away you go.
Why have I got horns?
Oh no.
Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Oh, there's going to be some drama ahead.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Good boy. He said all that Shy is right. Gee.
Blimey, Governor. It's the Shy Life Podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, Paul.
Oh. Quack, quack, quack.
I don't know how he does it.
Excellent.
708, 800.
Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast The Shy Life.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Shy Life Podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How are you doing? I'm all right. So what's this episode going to be about? Well, probably you may have noticed that we've just had two sort of relatively big dates for the diary that have just passed, and for me it was, well, not just me but the gang, it was a pretty stressful few days. Of course, the two dates I am referring to are, firstly, we had Easter, and then on Easter Monday it was also April Fool's Day. Now, that doesn't happen that often, that the two dates sort of converge. But, well, let's just say that there was an April Fool's joke that did converge with Easter and was Easter-related. And that was just the start of it, though. Now, it involves our good friend Grizzly, who was coming to visit at that time. And, well, let's run the theme music. And when you come back, you'll see exactly what happened. So, yeah, let's run that theme music.
Darling, it's the Shy Life Podcast.
Keep it rolling, keep it rolling.
Yes, but it's a positive thing, Paul. The High Life, the Shy Life.
I'll go anywhere for a potato.
Delicious.
Hello, campers. How are you?
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, I hope he hasn't found out my secret. I think he has.
I love the Yeti test. It's my favorite thing.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Yeah, I'm strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
I could eat my body weight in crisps.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage?
It's all gooey and meaty and yum, 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 yum.
I don't think I'm ready to speak about it.
Here comes the Grizzly.
Hi there.
It's the Shy Life Podcast.
I can't wait for it to begin.
I like that, yeah.
Marvelous. Oh dear, I can't believe that old bag is still around.
So, listeners, I think we're going to start sort of, I don't know, halfway through the story and then work backwards. I know it seems slightly confusing, but bear with me. Now, it's probably not saying too much to say that prankster of the of the weekend was Yeti Uncle John. Now, he did something. He did something to Grizzly, and I'll explain about that in just a moment. But the thing is, Yeti Uncle John's kind of used to getting away with things. He's used to getting away with tricks, and this time he chose the wrong person. But let's just say when Grizzly retaliated, he did so, and it was quite dramatic. I mean, you remember last year when Evil Ick was with us. I mean, we didn't know he was evil at the time, but he did some pretty bad April Fools. But anyway, I'm not sure that what Grizzly did was an April Fool. It was a retaliation to an April Fool's prank. And as I say, we'll let you into what exactly he did to Mateus in a moment. We were generally quite stressed out anyway, but I'll explain about that as well in a moment. But let's just jump in sort of midway through the day when Cromitty and I returned to the flat. We'd just gone to the shops, and we'd left Grizzly back at the flat, and little did we know what had been going on. And, well, let's just say Grizzly couldn't really come to the shops with us because of what Yeti Uncle John had done to him. But it would appear that in our absence, perhaps the two of them got into a bit of an argument.
Yeti Uncle John, why did you do this to me after all I did for you? How dare you?
Oh, come on, Grizzly. It's April Fool's Day. It's just a joke. We'll get you out of that costume soon. It's funny.
I don't see it funny. I'm in bunny costume, and I can get out.
Oh, well, you know, you look very cute as an Easter bunny. It's fine. I'll sort it out. I promise I'll sort it out.
I'm curious if you're gonna howling about it when you're gonna be a dog.
What do you mean? What are you doing?
Turning one into another, item to person, person to item.
Grizzly, no.
You've become a pie.
So it was only moments after this that Cromitty and I came back to the flat and found Grizzly looking very upset. Oh, hi Grizzly, how are you? Oh, Grizzly, what's wrong? Hey, yeah, Grizzly, what's wrong? You look upset. What's been happening?
I did something horrible. I messed up my spell. I wanted to cast it in English to listeners understand what I'm doing, but halfway through I forgot I'm casting it in English and I started using Polish words, and still the spell was in English, so it went badly. You see that pie?
Oh, a pie! How did you get a pie? That looks nice. Oh yes, it looks very nice.
Yeah, definitely it looks nicer than before, because that's Yeti Uncle John.
Oh my goodness, you've turned Yeti Uncle John into a pie. Oh my goodness. I mean, so you didn't mean to turn him into a pie?
No, and I licked that pie because it looks so tasty.
Oh dear. Does that mean you've licked Yeti Uncle John? That's very, that's not good. Oh. Is this all because of what he did to you? I mean, with the bunny costume, I can understand it, but oh dear.
I wanted to turn him into dog, and dog in Polish sounds like pies in English because it's pies, and spelling is the same. But if I was casting it in English and I was thinking about Polish word, it backfired, and instead of dog, I've got a pie.
Well, at least it doesn't talk. I mean, it would be worse if it was a dog. I mean, to have a dog barking around. What would Dealey think about that? Yes, a good point, Paul. Yes, very good point. Well, I mean, can't you just turn him back? Like, now?
Trying to figure out how to do this because I usually not casting spells in English, and mostly I'm just using my spell book, and also I shouldn't cast spells outside the school.
I mean, I was just saying to Cromitty, that's the one thing we forgot at the supermarket was dessert. Does smell very good. Paul, we can't eat the pie. Oh, not even just a lick? No, Paul, do you really want to be licking Yeti Uncle John? Well, I don't think of it like Yeti Uncle John, but oh dear. But Grizzly, you're going to have to think of how to reverse the spell. But, I can understand why we got to this place. I mean, I was just thinking that it's been a very stressful weekend for both of us. What do you mean, Paul? Well, I don't quite know how to explain this, except, it happened a bit like this. Oh, Paul, a flashback? Yes, just to Saturday, when we were having the drinks. Oh, yes, the drinks. I don't know if you know, Cromitty, but Grizzly and I are both Scorpios, and Scorpios are sort of renowned for not being able to keep secrets. That's right, isn't it, Grizzly?
Yeah, like I almost told you what I bought you for your birthday.
He did. Anyway, Cromitty, when we were at the party, Grizzly and I, well, I don't know why it was, but we seem to be collecting secrets all night. Oh, Paul. Oh, I see why we need a flashback now. Grizzly, what do you think of the drinks party? I'm trying not to drink too quickly because I'm not sure how strong the cocktails are.
Oh, they are pretty nice, but I already feel lightheaded.
Oh, I know. I don't know if you've been talking to people, but people seem to have been talking to me and telling me things. I mean, you've been with me. I mean, it's getting a bit much. You know, the whole problem with Scorpios and secrets, of course.
Oh, we are terrible with secrets. People shouldn't tell us things they don't want to be told to someone else.
I know. I think it's because we have been drinking that everyone's tongues are a bit loose, and we just have to be. We just have to not tell anybody, or just tell each other, even if we know them. That doesn't work, does it? Oh dear. I'm just trying to think how many secrets. We must have had, I don't know, 5 or 6 secrets tonight. I don't know how much longer I can keep them inside.
The best option is to tell them to someone who don't know the people that told us the secret.
Do the listeners count? I guess technically they don't know the people we're talking about, but they do because they listen to the podcast. Oh dear. Well, we can see if it works. I'm just trying to think. Bettina told me a weird one.
Oh, darling. I've got a little secret. Sometimes when I go to parties, if I'm feeling a bit short, I wear stilts under my dress so that I'm taller, because sometimes even high heels aren't good enough, darling. What I always do before I go to a party is that I ask the person who's organising it to send me the height of all of the guests, and then I work out the average. And if I'm looking like I'm going to be one of the shorter people, I always wear my stilts. And I remember the time that I went to a Christmas party in 1979, I think it was, and I must have worn double stilts, and I was ridiculously tall, like 7 foot tall, and it was so embarrassing.
I can't believe that, can you? I can't believe that Bettina goes to parties wearing stilts. I'd never even noticed. I know she's pretty tall, but I'd never guessed that.
Yeah, I think I should knew that because I saw some discrepancies on galas or parties that were on TV with Bettina, and sometimes she were looking funny.
Oh, yeah. I mean, sometimes I've noticed her sort of tottering around the room, but I just presumed she'd had a bit too much to drink. Maybe it was that she'd lost control of her stilts. I guess, also, now you say it, I think I can think of times where she's been taller than me, and then other times when she's been the same height as me. I just presumed that she was wearing, like, high heels or stack heels or something, but it sounds like it was a bit more extreme. Oh dear. I believe one of her relatives, her uncle or something, used to work in the circus, so perhaps that's where she got it from. And then Cromitty told me something earlier which I didn't know. I mean, sometimes, Cromitty can be quite, like, he might tell you off for doing something, and yet it seems like he's done just as many bad things himself. And this one really did sort of make me surprised. I was just thinking the other day of I'm usually quite a good boy, but I'm not as good a boy as sometimes I make out. And I was trying to think that if anybody asked me, like, what was the worst thing I'd ever done that nobody had ever found out about, and because I listened to some of your podcasts where you're doing Would You Ever, Would You Rather, and all that sort of thing. And I think that what was the worst thing I ever did was don't tell anyone, but I stopped time for 6 days. But then it was just an experiment I was doing. And, I forgot to start it again. I started doing all my washing, and the next thing I realized I hadn't started time again. So, well, that's pretty naughty. But anyway, nobody ever found out. Can you believe it, Grizzly? I can't believe Cromitty stopped time for 6 days. I mean, that's not normal.
Yeah, I stopped time just for a few seconds, never longer than a minute.
I don't know quite what he did. I mean, does that mean he knows magic? Or I guess maybe what he did was more science than magic, but
rather science. And don't tell anyone I can stop the time, because it's kind of forbidden magic.
I won't tell a thing. Oh my goodness, that's another secret. Now you've told me a secret. Oh dear. But I don't know if I can cope with all these secrets today. It's just one after another. If I'd have realised that having an Easter cocktail party was going to result in us being sort of the repository for everybody's, I think it's because of April Fool's coming up. Everyone feels in a bit of a mischievous mood, and perhaps reflecting on things that they did, if not pranks on other people, on just things that they did, or naughty things that they've done. But I suppose I am partly to blame because of doing all these would you rather type questions and things. But oh dear. Talking of which, listeners, this might be a good time to share a few of those would you rather questions with you whilst Grizzly and I try and get another cocktail. There are more secrets that we've been exposed to, which we'll tell you about in a moment, because if we don't tell someone, then we're just going to explode, aren't we, Grizzly?
Exactly. We can't keep it inside.
We can't keep secrets. We just can't keep secrets. That's it. We just can't. Have a listen to this, and when we come back, we'll tell you a few more of the secrets that we have encountered. Hi listeners, this is something I recorded earlier with the regulars. I asked them all different would you rather questions. Rather than ask them sort of all the same one, I gave them each a separate one. So have a listen. Hi Cromitty, I've got a question for you. Would you rather know when you're going to die or how you're going to die? Oh, Paul, why did you choose that one for me? Well, I guess over the years you've been involved in lots of life and death situations, so I thought that perhaps it was appropriate. Oh, I don't think talking about death is... Well, I guess it is appropriate. Oh, dear, let me think about the question. Would I rather know when or how? Oh, the thing is, you're not going to know either, so I guess... I suppose I'd prefer to know how, you know? At least I could be ready. Is it going to be a shock, or is it just going to be, like, in my sleep when I'm very, 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 very old? Yeah, I guess that makes sense, although I guess that wouldn't give away when. Okay, thank you for your answer. Thank you, Paul. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Yeti Uncle John. Yes, Paul. I have a question for you. All right, go ahead. Would you rather have wet gloves or wet shoes every time you go out in the snow? Would I rather have wet gloves or wet shoes? I think wet gloves. You can always take them off, can't you? Whereas wet shoes, well, that really does sort of, you know... It's a bad start. It is a bad start. By the way, do the magpies wear winter clothes? Just another question. Well, I guess it is, kind of. Do they wear winter clothes, the magpies? I've never seen them wearing winter clothes. They do have hats. Those are more sun hats. That's more summer weather. No, I mean, they go out a lot less in the winter. Okay, thanks for your answer. Oh, thanks for your question, I suppose. Hi, Bettina, I have a question for you.
Oh, darling, please, I can't wait to hear it.
Okay, would you rather not be able to speak or not be able to read?
Oh, darling, oh, that's quite dark.
I guess it is kind of dark.
Well, you know, as an actor, I kind of do depend on being able to speak. But then if I couldn't read, I wouldn't... Well, I guess you could get around these things. I mean, acting in Italian films, sometimes you've got me dubbed anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Neither of these things are a good situation for an actor, I can tell you. There's nothing wrong with my memory, is there?
Not that it says.
Well, I guess I could be taught the lines, and learn them that way. I guess I'm going to have to go with not being able to read then.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, darling, well, thank goodness it's not real life. It's not real life, is it?
No, it's not real life.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Reginald, I have one for you. Oh, Paul. Go on then. Would you rather have unlimited strength or unlimited speed?
Oh, Paul, goodness me. Well, I think I'd like to have unlimited strength because, well, speed is all very well, but it would be ever so nice to be able to help Tallulah around the house, you know, I mean, I do, but lifting heavy things, helping Martin in the yard, doing things that I wouldn't usually be able to do at my age, even though I am a demon. I don't have unlimited strength, well, not my normal, not in this form anyway.
No, I understand. Well, okay. Thank you very much for your answer.
It's my pleasure, Paul. My pleasure. Martin, I have a question for you.
Thank you. What is it?
Would you rather look young but feel old, or look old but feel young?
Well, I kind of do look young and feel old, so I might as well stay like that. What about you, Paul?
Well, I don't know if I feel young, but now I'm getting old or older, I do find that perhaps some of my ways of thinking or the things I'm into are younger than what a 50-year-old is meant to like or be interested in.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, and I do have friends of different ages, and so, you know, yeah, I do try to resist some of the more older, grumpier traits, but it is difficult.
You're doing all right, Paul. I think you're doing all right.
Tallulah, I have a question for you.
Paul, go on then. I'm excited to hear it.
Would you rather live in a world where robots or aliens ruled the world?
Oh my goodness, well, I've encountered robots and aliens. So, I mean, there are good ones and bad ones as both, aren't there?
There are.
I mean, Cuthbert's lovely, and Ick is lovely. But I guess there must be bad robots, like them Daleks, and aliens. Oh, well, Daleks are sort of alien robots, aren't they?
They are, yes, I guess. Well, I mean, they're not, strictly speaking, completely robotic, but anyway, what would your answer be?
Oh, my goodness, well, I just hope that the aliens have got a bit more, you know, they've got more feelings, that they're nice aliens, whereas robots use logic a lot. Logic doesn't always make for the best decisions.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, thank you very much for your answer.
Oh, it's my pleasure, my dear. My pleasure.
Ick, I've got a question for you.
Oh, Paul, what is it?
Would you rather eat nothing but burnt food or nothing but leftovers from people you don't know?
Oh, how awful. Burnt food. Well, I guess I don't mind burnt food. Leftovers, though, I mean, it depends. It really depends. Oh, gosh. I wouldn't mind so much if it was people I did know. You know, the team with leftovers from our parties would be pretty nice. Depends how burnt the burnt food is. Oh, golly. I think I'm going to go for the burnt food. What about you, Paul?
It's difficult, isn't it? Oh, golly. What about burnt leftovers from people I do know?
Oh, dear, Paul, no. I don't think they allow that, do they?
No, I don't think they do. It's good to hear some of these stories from other people when we do those truth or dare type sections of the show. But on the other hand, I mean, I don't understand why we have been getting all of... Do we have the sort of faces that people trust? You know, when I first started the podcast, we wanted Bettina to be our agony aunt. And we were hoping that listeners would write in with their problems. And they didn't. I think maybe one or two people wrote in, but very few. We had to make sort of fake questions to keep her going, because we paid her. So she you know, there was a point before we all became friends where I wasn't sure that Bettina was going to
stick around on the show because we couldn't afford to keep her on. But luckily, she decided she liked us, and she doesn't expect to be paid now. Oh dear. Talking of which, I suppose you've shared a secret with me. I should probably share a secret with you. Back when the Charlotte podcast was pretty young, and this also, I've never told her this, so don't say anything. I know you'll be cross with me. But partly because of the whole problem with Bettina and her employment as an agony aunt, I nearly axed her character from the show, quite early on in her time with us because it just wasn't going anywhere. I mean, can you imagine the Charlotte podcast without Bettina?
That would be terrible. Such a lose.
I know. And I can tell you who it was who told me. I shared a secret with him, and I spoke to Toppy Smelly when we were recording one day, and I said to him that Bettina was on the show, but she wasn't really being used, and I wondered if I thought it was a great idea that she'd come on the show. And I knew a bit about her past as an actress, but this was before she and Aunt Tappy became friends again. I didn't even know they had known each other. And, I was sort of saying, I don't think we can keep her on, I don't think we can afford it. This was before Patreon, remember, so we didn't really have the budget. And he said, don't you dare. Do you not realise who Bettina is? If you can't use her for what you thought you were going to use her for, then use her for something else. Don't you dare get rid of her. And thank goodness I didn't, because perhaps we wouldn't have put two and two together and realised that she and Tappy had been friends, and they wouldn't have made up. Plus all of the many other things that she brought to the show. But there was definitely a time when it looked like I might be getting rid of her just because we didn't know what to do with her. I know, unbelievable.
Yeah, I would be devastated if I couldn't met her.
Yeah, because of course this was long before we met you, so I don't know. We just seem to be getting more and more secrets, don't we? I mean, here comes a cat. Dealey has a secret. Let's see what Dealey. Hello, Dealey. Are you going to come record with what as well? Yeah? Do you have a secret? You do. Of course you have a secret. You have lots of secrets. Yes, you do. Lots of secrets. What is your secret? Are you a dog? Oh, you're a rabbit. Are you a rabbit? Are you a rabbit? Are you a dog? I have a secret about Dealey. I have a secret. But we won't tell, Dills. Shall we tell? No. Well, alright, we'll just tell. We'll just say that somebody may have left a present on the carpet this morning. That was you, wasn't it? Well, I think it was. I don't think it was anybody else. But I was able to get rid of it before anyone found out. Mm-hmm. Daddy has your best interests. Doesn't want you to get trouble. It's a secret that no one will tell. Obviously, I can't believe the secret that Yeti Uncle John told us. That was, I mean, the trouble with Yeti Uncle John is that he makes so much up. Well, at least his stories sound like they're made up. That it's difficult to know what's true and what isn't. But I'm still not sure what to think of what he told us. Well, you see, I was just thinking about the time I once dated a famous celebrity. I can't mention their name because I don't want to cause them any embarrassment, but I actually split up with them because they smelt, really badly. They had a right old pong. Every time we went out with them, I'd be thinking, blimey, being really famous doesn't necessarily mean you're really clean. And I know this was like back in the day a bit, before everyone tended to have showers every day, but they really did pong. I felt really bad though, because it was only 2 weeks later I remembered that I'd got some old kippers in my coat pocket. So it wasn't actually them that smelt, it was my coat, but for some reason I associated it with them. I don't know why I didn't notice the smell when I wasn't with them. But anyway, I even told one of the big newspapers that they smelled of kippers as well. I've never been able to apologise. I've just been too embarrassed. So, I'm not quite sure what the moral of the story is, but anyway, just don't tell anyone, eh? So, I mean, Grizzly, I mean, that... I don't even know if that was a true story. I mean, I guess it's not a full secret, because he didn't tell us who the celebrity was. And the idea of anyone actually going out with Yeti Uncle John, like a celebrity, seems unlikely, don't you think?
Yeah, but maybe when he was younger, maybe he was good enough for some celebrity.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it's the thing that really does ring true is the idea that he was keeping kippers in his coat pocket. I mean, that does sound like a very Yeti Uncle John thing to do. So, yeah, perhaps it did happen. But listeners, I've got more. We've got more secrets we need to share with you. It's really difficult. We've got to get them out, otherwise we might explode. We might explode, mightn't we, Grizzly?
Yeah, luckily we are halfway through.
Yeah, just 3 more. And don't worry, there's nothing from Ick because, well, Ick is still on bed rest at the moment, not going too far. I'm sure Ick probably does have secrets, but anyway, the next one I want to tell you listeners involves Martin.
You know what? We're talking about things that we've done that we regretted, and you know how much I like sniffing. Well, once upon a time, my neighbour went on holiday and asked me if I could feed their budgie. They had a lovely budgie, and anyway, I was over at the house and I was just sniffing around because you know what it's like when you go to someone else's house and maybe a house you don't go to often. There's so many new smells. Anyway, I made the mistake of sniffing so much and so hard that I inhaled the budgie. And it went right up my nose, and well, I didn't know what to do. I gave a very big blow, and the budgie shot out. But it was so traumatised, it kept on flying, and it just wouldn't come back. I guess if you get inhaled by somebody, you're likely to trust them ever again. And I felt so bad for my neighbour, I didn't want to tell them what I'd done. So I bought them a replacement, and they never seemed to even notice. But I never told them, and embarrassing.
Blimey. Well, the Martin story definitely sounds like it's a possibility. Martin is a big fan of smells, and I feel a little bit sorry for him sniffing up the budgie like that.
Yeah, he could just date with the celebrity that was dating with Yeti Uncle John for smell.
Yeah. I doubt they knew each other then, but you forget Martin's more your age, so Yeti Uncle John's more my age. So, I think Martin probably would have enjoyed the kipper smells. But we don't want to encourage Yeti Uncle John to start wearing kippers in his pockets again. I think that's something I'm kind of very glad that he no longer does. Although, of course, last year, I don't know if you heard, he did buy a coat from a flea market that was full of fleas, and then managed to spread them around all of Pickle Hollow, and well, it's a long story, and listeners, I'm sure, will remember it anyway. So, oh dear. But listeners, we do still have 2 more secrets to share with you. But I think perhaps we'll let you go and listen to something else whilst we have another cocktail, because I'm finding sharing all these secrets, although it's a necessary evil, it's also quite tiring. Grizzly, will you go and get me a cocktail, please?
Yes, what should I bring you?
Oh, sex on the beach, please. Oh, and I'll have a Bucks Fizz to drink, thank you.
You know I have only 2 hands.
Well, 2 hands is enough.
But I wanted a drink too.
Can't you balance the other one on your head? Just don't get one of those ones that's on fire, otherwise you might set fire to the house. But anyway, let's go and have a listen. Hi listeners, we got some more Would You Rather questions for the regulars. Have another listen. Ick, I've got one more Would You Rather question for you.
Oh, yes. Come on.
Would you rather be able to change your past or be able to change your future?
Oh, golly. I mean, I kind of have. Well, sort of. I mean, anyway, let me think. Would I rather be able to change my past or change my future? Well, I guess I'm okay with most of my past. I mean, getting kidnapped by, other-dimensional people wasn't great, but I got through it, so, the trouble is I don't know if my future's going to be bad or need changing, but I guess it's good to have that in store. I'll go for being able to change my future.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's a good choice. Thanks, Ick.
That's fine, Paul. Thank you.
Okay, Tallulah, I've got another Would You Rather question for you.
Oh, darling, have you? All right, then. Go on.
Would you rather let 10 people die and save your friend, or save 10 strangers and let your friend die?
Oh, my goodness, Paul, that's a big question.
It is. It is.
Oh, it's a dreadful question. Oh, dear, oh, dear. I think there's only one thing I could do, and, I think I would have to save my friend.
Well, I get that. I mean, after all, those 10 people, you don't know them at all. It's not like we're necessarily saying they're 10 little children or something. I think, I don't want to sound mean, but I guess it depends how close the friend was. If it was one of the best ones, if it was one of you lot, one of the regulars, then, yeah, I'd want to save you.
Oh, Paul, how lovely. Yes, I feel the same.
It is a very difficult question, though.
It is, Paul. Very, very difficult indeed. Oh, next time choose something that's easier.
I will. Martin, I have another Would You Rather question for you.
Oh yeah, go on then.
Would you rather date someone who always talks during movies or who wears too much fragrance?
You chose that one especially for me, didn't you?
I kind of did.
So you know what the answer is?
I kind of do.
I'd definitely rather date somebody who wears too much fragrance. Yeah, then I can be talking to them. But then when I'm in the movies, I could just be sniffing them. I try and be as quiet about the sniffing, of course.
Oh, of course, Martin.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to disturb anyone.
No, of course not.
No. Oh, dear.
Oh, thank you for your answer.
Sorry it was a bit brief, but, well, I think you knew what the answer was going to be.
I did. I kind of did. Reginald, I have a question for you.
Oh, yes, Paul, go on.
Would you rather never have to wait at lights or never have to wait for your food?
Never have to wait at lights or... Well, I mean, I think never having to wait for your food would be quite nice, wouldn't it? I mean, well, I'm already kind of used to having to do both those things. And, I'm often in a taxi with Yeti Uncle John, so I don't mind if I have to wait at lights. We just talk about nonsense and things.
Yes, me too, whenever I'm in that taxi.
Yes, so it would be nice to have food at your table immediately you ordered it. Yes, I think that would be quite a treat.
Yes, I think you're right. Bettina, I have another question for you.
Oh, yes, darling, go ahead.
Would you rather always be 10 minutes late or an hour early?
Oh, darling, I hate being late. You can't be late for auditions. You won't get the job. I mean, you won't even get a chance to get the job or not get the job. I often arrive a good hour early anyway. I just think that's the way I am.
Yeah, I think I'm like that. Apparently Scorpios always arrive early, although I have arrived late sometimes, but it's not been because of me, it's been because of something else going wrong.
Oh, yes, darling, well, I quite understand that. Sometimes nothing can stop a delay on the trains.
Yes, I'm afraid not. Oh, well, thank you for your answer, Bettina.
Oh, darling, my pleasure. Oh, at least that wasn't quite as traumatic as your last question.
No, I tried to pick one less traumatic for you.
Oh, thank you, darling. 1 million kisses.
Yes, Uncle John, I have another would you rather question for you. Oh yes, go ahead. Would you rather never eat breakfast foods or never eat desserts for the rest of your life? Oh dear, that's a difficult one, Paul. How do you expect me to answer that? Well, just honestly, if Uncle John, just honestly. Oh, well, I guess I will. Dear, oh dear. Well, I think I would rather never eat desserts again, as much as I like a cake. The range of things you can eat for breakfast. I mean, some of the things you can have are almost desserts, aren't they? Like pancakes and things like that. I think I'd get by if I could eat breakfast, and then I'd make sure I had a few sweet things at the same time. Is that allowed? Yeah, I think that is allowed, yes, Uncle John. Quite a lot of breakfast things are sweet. So, yeah, I think that probably is a good way of getting around it. Yeah, and I couldn't give up me full English. No, I think I would give a very similar answer to you, actually. Maybe it would mean you couldn't eat every kind of dessert. Maybe I'd have to give up ice cream. But, yeah, at least you could have sweet pancakes and all that sort of business. Yes, Paul. Well, I think that's what I'll do then. He's all right. That's absolutely fine, yes, Uncle John. Thank you very much. Quilty, I have one last question for you. Oh, yes, Paul, go ahead. Would you rather be seen as a person who always whines or someone who is a bad person? Oh, Paul, oh, dear, that's very difficult. Oh, well, I mean, I've had my good times and my bad times, but I never wanted to be considered a bad person. I mean, I don't think I whine, though. No, I mean, but this doesn't really mean how you actually are. But if there was a different version of you, would you rather be bad? Like the other dimensional me? Well, yes, I guess the other dimensional you is kind of bad, or well, possibly. Or would I rather be a whiner? Oh, dear. Oh. I mean, I guess sometimes I am, but, I wouldn't like to be considered a whiner, but I don't want to be considered bad, so, okay, I guess I'll have to be a whiner. All right. That's fair enough. I think, yeah, we're all a bit whiny from time to time, aren't we? But none of us really wants to be considered bad. No, Paul. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Anyway. Thanks, Romity. Thanks for your help. No problem. I won't whine about it. Don't make a promise you can't keep. Oh, Paul. So listeners, we're back again, and the final two secrets I have to share. The first is from Tallulah, and yeah, it's related to the music school.
Oh dear. I think the biggest secret I have is that once upon a time I lost a student who fell into a piano, and well, I never did find out whether she escaped or not. She might still be there for all I know. Oh, I do feel a bit bad, but well, I don't know what she was doing mucking around inside the piano.
Dear, oh dear, Grizzly. I presume the poor girl got out. I mean, surely if she stayed there, there'd be a skeleton inside the piano by now. But
yeah, and there would be a vengeful ghost around.
Oh, yes, of course, a vengeful ghost. And a very bad smell, which means that Martin would have been... I don't think Martin would even want to smell that smell, but... yeah, she does have some strange students, does Tallulah. But... now, listeners, the secret that came up from Reginald was related to our friend the snail. I know we haven't seen much from him recently, but Ramesses Gordon-Garth III Jr. It's linked to it's linked to him. I think you might remember that when he first appeared, he bit Little Uncle John because he was wearing a pair of Reginald's old false teeth, and Reginald's little secret is brief but to the point. He said this.
Well, you see, I have been asked before now whatever happened to those false teeth, the ones that Ramesses took, and well, in the end he wasn't wearing them anymore, so I took them back. I just washed them under the tap, and I still wear them on Sundays whenever we go out for lunch. I guess some people might think that wearing a pair of false teeth that a snail has worn might be unhealthy, but I would say to them, wearing a pair of false teeth that a demon has worn is probably unhealthy for a snail, so I don't see any difference.
I think he's got a point there, Grizzly. I don't suppose Ramesses Gordon-Garth III Jr.'s mouth is any more unhealthy than Reginald's is, but...
Yeah.
I wonder what's happened to that snail. We don't seem to hear much about him these days. I believe that Reginald might be slightly allergic to him or something, but I'm sure we'll hear more about it in the future. Anyway, well, do you feel any better for getting all those secrets out?
Yeah, things go out and I'm now like young God.
Yeah, it does feel good. Being able to sort of share them with the listeners, and I think perhaps it's time for another cocktail.
I'm going.
Oh yeah, I'll have the same again, please, twice.
I will take the whole tray.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. quite a busy weekend already, and we've had our drinks party where everybody seems to want to share a secret, and as you now know, the only way we can get over that is to share the secrets with you. But it's useful. I don't know how people who don't have podcasts even cope, but there is still more to come, because when we woke up the next day, I came into the living room and I found Grizzly dressed as an Easter bunny. Grizzly, why are you dressed as a bunny?
Oh, I thought everyone gonna dress as a bunny.
Well, I know it's Easter Sunday, but what made you think that we would be dressing as? Is this some strange attempt at getting more chocolate Easter eggs or something?
Yeah, yet Uncle John told me that if I put it on and find you in bunny suits, then I'm gonna get more chocolate.
Well, you do make a very good Easter bunny, I must say. You those whiskers really suit you, but I'm a little bit concerned that you are that it's something that Uncle John has told you to do. You do know what tomorrow is, don't you? April Fool's Day. And yet Uncle John doesn't necessarily keep to traditional timings when it comes to April Fools, because he says, well, I'm working on Australian time. Australia's ahead of us, so maybe in Australia it's already April Fool's Day or something. I hate to say it, but can you get the suit off? Oh dear. No.
I can't take it off.
This is what I thought. I'm sorry, I should have prepared you for this. But after the party yesterday, I kind of forgot about April Fools as well. And Yeti Uncle John is known for doing April Fools pranks. And I think he's taken advantage of the fact that you don't know him of old. Just calm, just take it easy. I'll try and call Reginald because he once got stuck inside a hedgehog costume. I can't remember now who was to blame for that. Maybe just Reginald, but I'll give him a call and ask him how he got out of it. Just don't get cross. It'll be fine. Hello, Reginald. How can I help? It's me, Paul. Oh, Paul, how are you? Oh, I'm not too bad. Not too bad. Actually, it's Grizzly who is in a bit of a pickle at the moment. He's fallen for, admittedly, it's a little bit early, but he's fallen for an April Fool's joke of Yeti Uncle John's. Oh, dear. Poor Grizzly. What's happened? Yeti Uncle John told him that if he dressed as an Easter bunny, there would be more chance that he would get even more chocolate than usual at Easter. And he put it on, but now he can't get out of the suit. I just thought it bore a little bit of resemblance to what happened with you and the hedgehog suit. Oh, yes, well, that was most unfortunate and most uncomfortable. But was there any particular thing you did to get out of it? You know, anything you did to return to normal? Oh, I'm afraid there wasn't much I could do other than wait. Eventually the glue sort of dissolved, and then I was able to get out of the hedgehog costume. Oh dear, I'm just worried that the Grizzly's going to want to retaliate. Oh dear, we had enough of that last year with Ick, didn't we? Or Evil Ick. Yes, the April Fool's war last year really did. Well, oh dear. I just hope I can keep Grizzly calm, and I guess I should break it to him gently that he may have to be dressed as a Easter bunny for how long again was it? About 32 days. 32 days. He has to go back to work next week. Are you telling me he's going to have to go to work dressed as an Easter bunny?
Well, I don't know. I mean, isn't he a magician? I mean, not a magician, but somebody who knows magic.
He is. I guess I could suggest it to him. Grizzly, I've been talking to Reginald, and he told me a little bit about his experience of when he got stuck in a hedgehog costume. Long story, but how is the costume feeling? It's not too tight, is it?
Super itchy.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Now, I'm afraid the story that he has to tell isn't necessarily, well, let's just say I don't have any good news for you. He says that eventually the glue in the hedgehog costume dissolved and he was able to take it off, but that was after 32 days.
Wait, how long?
32 days.
I'm gonna kill Yeti Uncle John.
Yeah, but then I don't think that'll help. I mean, I know that's the what you may want to do. You know, that's your instinctive reaction, but I mean, we were just talking, Reginald and I, and we said, you know magic tricks. Surely you can use some magic to get out of the bunny costume. You won't have to wait for 32 days.
Yeah, sure, Adley. I can use the magic.
Yeah, I thought you'd be able to, because Reginald didn't have that benefit, but I hope you can achieve it. Didn't realise, listeners, at the time that Grizzly was thinking of using magic, but not on himself, but on Yeti Uncle John. And when Cromitty and I were down the shops the following morning, well, as you'll remember, there was a confrontation between Yeti Uncle John and Grizzly, which ended up with Yeti Uncle John turned into a pie. Yes. So we're almost back to the current day, but how did we resolve things? Well, it was a little like this. Oh, dear. Grizzly, that pie, I don't know what to do. It just keeps looking at me in the face. I don't know. I think I'm just going to have to go down the shops and buy another pie or another cake, because we clearly need a cake or a pie to eat, and we can't eat that one because it's Yeti Uncle John.
Yeah, I think we can use some cakes, but before you go, you can lick it.
Again, I mean, I just feel wrong. It just feels wrong licking the pie knowing that it's Yeti Uncle John. But I think you're right. Look, I know when I said to you yesterday you could use magic to get yourself out of the bunny costume, but I realise now that what you actually did was use magic on Yeti Uncle John. Is there still no hope that you can use magic on yourself so you don't have to wait for 32 days?
I can use it, but I'm gonna need a torch.
A torch?
A torch.
What, like one that you use when you have a power cut, or a blowtorch?
No matter what. Something that gives me a lot of fire. Fire?
Oh, well. So, but Cromitty, don't you have something like that? You know, like a Bunsen burner type thing? Yes, I do, like a portable one. Yes. I'll go and fetch it. You're not going to burn my flat down, are you? What's going on?
No, I'm going to burn the suit.
But you'll burn yourself, surely?
No, I can cast fire resistance magic on myself, so I will be intact while the suit is gonna burn. Unfortunately, I can't cast fire spells, so I need a source of fire.
All right. As long as you're sure you won't go up in smoke yourself.
Yeah, I should be fine.
Oh, here it is. Shall we go out in the yard?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. Oh dear, I do hope you know what you're doing.
Don't worry. I just casted the spell, so blow the fire on me.
Okay. Here goes. Oh, this I can't look. Oh, what a shame. What a waste of a nice Easter Bunny costume. But yes, I realised that you wouldn't have wanted to have worn that for 32 days. Well, I'm glad the hairstyles. His plan worked. Oh, dear. Oh, gosh. I was going to go and put the kettle on, but I keep thinking about cakes. Can't you magic a cake into existence? One that isn't Yeti Uncle John? What are you talking about, boys? Oh, Yeti Uncle John. Yeah. What's going on? We've just got Grizzly out of his bunny costume. Oh dear. Yeah. I hope you're not still cross with me, Grizzly.
Oh no.
No, he's not cross with you. No, considering. No, he's not. I think he's probably feels like he got his own back anyway. What are you talking about? You look a bit damp. Oh, yeah, I am a bit damp. How did I get damp? I don't know, Yeti Uncle John. Maybe old age. These things can sort of happen to you. Grizzly?
Yeah, exactly. What he said.
Oh dear. Yeah. I feel strange. Why am I only wearing my pants? Sorry, guys. I think I've must have drunk more than I thought I did at that cocktail party. Too much fizzy water. You know, it just goes to my head. Yes, Yeti Uncle John. Dear. I don't know if any of these things count as April Fool's jokes, Grizzly, because it's barely actually the real April Fool's Day, but I guess we're going with the Australia rule.
Yeah, I don't like that holiday.
No, well, and we didn't really end up getting any Easter eggs because we were too busy working out what happened to you. Not to mention all the stress we had from all those secrets we got.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I just hope April Fool's doesn't come around again that quickly. But Paul, I think it would be about a year. I guess so. But maybe not Easter and April Fool's on the same day, because that's just, a double whammy. Yes, Paul. if we go down to the shops, we might even find some Easter eggs in the sale. Ooh, what a good idea. Why don't we go and have a look, Grizzly?
Yeah, but maybe give me some clothes first.
Oh yes, of course. Sorry, I was so busy looking at getting Uncle John in just his pants, and I now realise that you're just in your pants too. Oh well, it's a typical ending to a Shy Life podcast episode. Everybody's in their pants. Well, I'm not just in my pants. No, but I'm just trying to wrap it up neatly. Oh, sorry, Paul. So sorry.
Take it off, Cromitty.
Oh no, it's not one of those episodes. Well, it could be. No, Cromitty, no. Well, listeners, that's all we've got time for. So I hope you've enjoyed our stressful Easter/April Fool's Day episode, and it's very difficult when people give you secrets. And we got secret after secret that weekend. So don't feel too cross with Grizzly, because we were both very stressed out. And to be fair, Yeti Uncle John had it coming, really. If you play an April Fool's joke on somebody who has magical powers, then don't expect just to get a bucket of water on your head. But anyway, it all worked out fine in the end. It did come pretty close. I mean, as far as we were very tempted to eat Yeti Uncle John, but that's another secret. We don't necessarily need him to know that. Anyway, as I say, that's all we've got time for, so join us again soon. Please don't be playing any April Fool's jokes on people. It just never ends well. All right. Speak to you soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye. I guess we were able to reverse that spell in the end.
I think it wasn't even my reverse spell, but the original spell had a time limit.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Thank goodness. I mean, I don't even think Yeti Uncle John quite knew what happened to him. You know, I mean, I think however long it was that he was a pie, I guess pies don't necessarily have fully functioning brains. So what brains they have are quite sort of small. And I don't think he knows what you did to him. So, I think you're safe. No, I mean, even so, he deserves all that he got. I mean, perhaps we don't want him to know that we nearly ate him. I mean, that would have been a bad idea. I think I would have felt bad about it, had we done that. But, I mean, we all gave him a lick in the end, but, and I think that's another secret what deals? And I think that's another secret we want to keep from him as well, possibly.
Yeah, I licked him a few times while you didn't watch him. Luckily, when he asked why he's so wet, he just believed that he just gets so sweaty because I was angry on him.
Yeah. I guess as long as he doesn't know, what he doesn't know won't hurt him. But and he never listens to the Shy Life podcast, so and I don't think he'll ever find out.
And luckily, there was no Charlie around.
No, well, I mean, to be fair though, we were as much as a danger as any Charlie girl would have been, but for a few minutes at least. Anyway, I can hear the theme music coming, so yes, we better let the music play. Yes.
I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Wow. Really? No kidding.
Thank you, darling. And you too. Bye-bye.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh dear. What's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast. Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
That is so cringe, oh my god.
You're a man of culture as well.
Well, Yeti Uncle John, I mean, you're very lucky that Grizzly did not retaliate after what you did. Oh, it's all right. we got him out of that Easter Bunny costume in the end. Yes, well, oh dear. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice when... No, it wasn't nice, was it? No, it wasn't, Dealey. Oh, Dealey, I'm sorry. Did I disappoint you? Did I disappoint you? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I know I went too far. I remember when Reginald got stuck in that hedgehog costume. That wasn't a nice thing either. I let April Fools go to my head. You most certainly did, yes. Well, Grizzly, I don't know what we can do to stop people telling us secrets, but I suppose we should just be glad that we've got the listeners to be able to share the secrets with, to get them out of our system, because I think if we let them bottle up, we just explode in a volcano of secrets.
Yeah, thank you, listeners, for being here and listening out those secrets.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, what with Bettina and her stilts, and Cromarty stopping time, and Yeti Uncle John dating famous celebrities and accusing them of smelling like a kipper, and me nearly axing Bettina, and well, all sorts of different secrets that really would have been better if nobody had ever found out about. Yes, Dealey, I know you've got so many secrets, but perhaps don't tell them. Keep them to yourself, perhaps. I don't think Dealey's a Scorpio, but he's almost a Scorpio. Do cats have the same star signs as people? Do you know, Grizzly?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because most of the star signs are sort of objects or like mythical type things. I wonder if a cat's star signs are, could be like estate agent and stockbroker, and could be really conventional human things. I don't know. What is your star sign, Deals? Catnip. That's a religion, not a star sign. Oh, Deals. You can keep that all to yourself, can't you?
I don't know, but sometimes this show is really weird. Oh, I love Dee. Well, gotta tell you, I didn't expect that.
What the hell just happened on this show? I mean, seriously, reverse it, because I lost... What's going on? What happened?
I thought Deals might want to comment. Deals is just wearing his furry coat. Deals, is your cat costume, is that stick on? Is it going to come off in 32 days? No? Oh, Yeti Uncle John. I have a secret that I can't keep to myself. Oh yes, Cromarty. What does it involve? Well, it involves you. And what happened to you? What do you mean? Well, you see, when Grizzly got cross with you, he turned you into a pie. He turned you into a pie, and, well, we licked you. You did what? No, it's not as bad as it seems. Oh dear, I think Cromarty may just have told Yeti Uncle John what happened, Grizzly. I think I might come back to Poland with you.
Yeah, you are very welcome. I can give you my bed and take a couch.
Quick, right, let's get out of here before he finds us. Oh dear.
Grizzly! Yeti! Where are you? Grizzly! You wait till I get my hands on you.
Oh dear, what have I done? Oh no.
That explains why I'm covered in crumbs. Yeti! Grizzly!
700 days. 700 days. 700 days. 700 days. 700 days. 700 days. 700 days.
That was beautifully done.
This is just the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Et voilà.